This is our fifth video. The same unit 2, where we are starting from digital frequency meter. This is in EL 5503 and the unit is 2, digital frequency meter. The principle of digital frequency measurement. So first of all, the signal waveform is converted to trigger pulse and applied to continuously to the AND gate. So first of all, we draw the AND gate. This is our AND gate. This is our output. As shown in the figure, a pulse of 1 second is applied to the other terminal. That means this terminal, we are applying 1 second pulse. The signal waveform is converted to trigger pulse and applied continuously to the AND gate as shown in the figure. This is our pulse. Is applied to the first terminal. 1 second pulse is applied to the other terminal. A pulse of 1 second is applied to the other terminal and the number of pulses counted during this period indicates the frequency. What is your output in 1 second? This is your 1 second pulse. This is our output, and this we want to count how many number of pulses which is coming out in between this 1 second pulse period. This is our frequency. The signal whose frequency is to be measured is converted into the train of pulses like this. One pulse for each cycle of the signal. The number of pulses occurring in the definite interval of time is then counted by the electronic counter. Since each pulse represents the cycle of the unknown signal, the number of count is a direct indication of the frequency of the signal. Since electronic counter have a high speed of operation, high frequency signal can be measured. So in this way, we can measure the digital frequency measurement. Now the basic circuit of a digital frequency meter. The basic circuit of digital frequency meter. First of all, this is our unknown frequency. It is given to the amplifier, then it is given to the Schmitt trigger, and then it is given to the start stop gate. Then we can say readout. That means 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 like this. So this is the block diagram of a basic circuit of a digital frequency meter. The signal may be amplified before being applied to the Schmitt trigger. So the unknown frequency, we can say it is like that. It is amplified. After amplified, the signal may be amplified before being applied to the Schmitt trigger. The Schmitt trigger converts the input signal into the square wave with fast rise and fall time. So the output of Smith trigger, it is nothing but it is our square wave, which is then differentiated and clipped. As a result, the output from the Smith trigger is a train of pulses, one pulse for each cycle of the signal. The output of pulse from the Smith trigger are fed to the start stop gate. Here it is fed to the start stop gate. When this gate is enabled, the input pulse pass through this gate and are fed directly to the electronic counter, which counts the number of pulses. This is nothing but it is our electronic counter. The function is to count the how many number of pulses which is coming from the limited given time. When this gate is disabled, the counter stops counting the incoming pulse. The counter display the number of pulses that have passed through it in the time interval between start and stop. If this interval is known, the unknown frequency can be measured. So f is it is equal to nothing but 1 upon t. T means periodic time. This is our periodic time. We can consider this is our in 1 second. The gate is one terminal is high. When this pulse is coming, that means both the terminal is high. Then and then output is coming. So in between this high terminal, this much number of pulses passes. This pulse we can count with the help of electronic counter, and we find out the unknown frequency. This is the basic principle of the operation and basic circuit of a digital frequency meter. Now we will discuss basic circuit for the frequency measurement. So this is our basic circuit. This is our basic circuit for measurement of frequency. How to measure here? So here the same thing, the unknown frequency through the waveform Smith trigger convert it into the square wave and then given to the main gate. This like this is our main gate, right? So there are two start and stop gate. Through this, how it works, and one flip flop here. When the this terminal is high and this terminal is high, both the terminal high, it is given to the counter, and counter counts the number of unknown frequency pulses, and we can measure the basic measurement of the frequency. How it works? So the basic circuit is given in here. The output of the unknown frequency is applied to the Smith trigger. This is our unknown frequency given to the Smith trigger, producing positive pulse at the output. These pulses are called the counter signals and are present at the point A of the main gate. And this is given to the point A of our this main gate. This is our main gate. After this, it is given to the counter. These pulses are called the counter signals and are present at the point A of the main gate. Positive pulse from the time base selector are present at the point B of the start gate and point B of the stop gate. Here B is our start gate and stop gate main flip flop. This is our main flip flop. Through this we can given to the our main gate. Initially the flip flop is at its logic 1 state. The resulting voltage from the output Y is applied to the point A of the stop gate and enable this gate. The logic 0 stage at the point var bar of the flip flop 1 is applied to the input A of the start gate and disables the gate. This is our flip flop 1. This is our flip flop 2. As the stop gate is enabled, The positive pulse from the time base pass through the stop gate to the set input of the flip flop 2, thereby setting flip flop 2 to the 1 state and keeping it there. The resulting 0 output level from the Y bar of the flip flop 2. 0 enable level from the flip flop 2 is applied to the terminal B of the main gate. Hence, no pulse from the unknown frequency source can be passed through the main gate. Here there is a 0, here there is a square wave, but one terminal is 0, that means this AND gate is not in working condition. The output is 0. This is our initial condition. Hence, the resulting 0 output level from the Y bar of the flip flop 2 is applied to the terminal B of the main gate. Hence, no pulse from the unknown frequency source can pass through the main gate. Now, in order to start the operation, a positive pulse is applied to the reset input of flip flop 1. This is our flip flop 1. This is our flip flop 1. The reset input, this is our reset input, is applied, then and then the gate is in on condition. Thereby causing its state to change. Hence, Y bar is equal to 1, Y is equal to 0. Y bar is equal to 1 and Y is equal to 0. And as a result, the stop gate is disabled and the start gate is enabled. This same read pulse is simultaneously applied to the reset input of all decade counters so that they are reset to 0 and the counting can start. We are getting here 1, we are getting here 1, the AND gate is in on condition. When the next pulse from the time base interval, I repeat, when the next pulse from the time base intervals, it is unable to pass through the start gate to reset flip flop 2. Therefore, the flip flop 2 output change its state from 0 to 1. Hence, Y bar changes from 0 to 1. This resulting positive voltage from the Y bar, which is called the gating signal, is applied to the input B of the main gate, thereby enabling the gate. Now the pulses from the unknown frequency source pass through the main gate to the counter and the counter starts counting. This same pulse from the start gate is applied to the set input of flip-flop 1, changing its state from 0 to 1. This disables the start gate and enables the stop gate. However, till the main gate is enabled, pulses from the unknown frequency continue to pass through the main gate to the counter. The next pulse from the time base selector pass through the enable stop gate to the set input terminal of flip flop 2. Flip flop 2. Change its output back to the 1 and Y bar is equal to 0. This is now again this Y bar is equal to 0. Therefore, the main gate is disabled. If one of the terminal of the main gate is 0, then there is no output. The output is 0. Therefore, the main gate is disabled, disconnecting the unknown frequency signal from the counter. The counter counts the number of pulses. This connect to the counter. This connect to the counter. The counter counts the number of pulses occurring between these two successive pulses from the time base selector. If the time interval between these two successive pulses from the time base selector is 1 second, then the number of pulses counted within this interval, that means 1 second, is the frequency of the unknown frequency source, which is in unit of hertz. The unit is hertz. So here we are using same thing, unknown frequency, Schmitt trigger, main gate. Same way we are using unknown frequency, Schmitt trigger, and start and stop gate. Start and stop gate, that means our main gate. We can understand the working of flip flop 1, flip flop 2. One time this is 1, the main gate is on condition. we can count the number of pulses which is passing. This is nothing but it is our unknown frequency. Another time it is 0, the output is 0, that means counting is stopped. In this way, start and stop gate through, we are given the flip-flop to, and we can start and stop the main gate also. That means this is our AND gate. If one of the terminal is 0, the output is 0. So in between the time interval of 1 second, we can find out what is the amount of this unknown signal passing. We can find out with the help of counter, we can find out the number of digit, which how many digits, that means how many time of the unknown input frequency comes out in between 1 second, and through f is equal to 1 upon t we can find out the frequency. So this is the basic structure of the measurement of frequency showing gate control flip-flop. This is very important part of the portion. Assembly or block diagram of a digital frequency meter. The block diagram, we can see this in this way. In this assembly, the output is given, the input is same, the construction is same, but the block diagram is different. We can see in the next. See, this is nothing but the block diagram of a digital frequency meter. Here this assembly consisting of two flip-flops and two gate is called gate control flip-flop. The block diagram is given here. Through this we can measure the different value of the frequency. It is divided by 10, again divided by 10. Here from here we can find out from period is 1 microsecond. Here divided by 10, that means 10 microsecond. This is 100 microsecond, 1 millisecond, 10 millisecond, 100 millisecond, and in between 1 second. So this is we can connect the for the different knob. There is a knob. Through this we can divide this. The output signal is amplified and converted to the square wave by a Schmitt trigger circuit. Same thing, the output signal is given to the amplified signal. It is converted to the square wave, and by a Schmitt trigger circuit we can convert it in with the Schmitt trigger circuit. With the help of Schmitt trigger we are getting this type of the square wave. In this diagram, the square wave is differentiated and clipped to the produce of a train of pulses, each pulse separated by a period of the input signal. The time-based selector output is obtained from an oscillator, and it is similarly converted into positive pulses. The first pulse activated the gate control flip-flop. Where is gate control flip-flop? It is given here. The same thing. This is our AND gate, main gate. This is our input signal that we want to see what is the amount of the frequency given to the amplifier, amplified here. With the help of Schmitt trigger, it is converted into the form of the square wave and given to the one terminal. We can consider this is our one terminal, this is our second terminal. The first pulse activates the gate control flip-flop. This gate control flip-flop provides an enable signal to the AND gate. The trigger pulse of the input signals are allowed to pass through the gate for a selected time period and counted. The second pulse from the decade frequency divider changes the state of the control flip-flop and removes the enable signal from the AND gate. So these are the different time. This is 1 second divided by 10, 100 millisecond divided by 10, 10 millisecond, 1 millisecond. This is our converting different type of the time period. It is 1, second terminal is 1. The second pulse, same way, the second pulse from the decade frequency divider change the state of control flip-flop and removes the enable signal from the AND gate, thereby closing it. The decimal counter and display unit output corresponds to the number of input pulse and received during a precise time interval. hence the counter display that corresponds to the frequency. So if we connect the 1 second terminal, the Smith trigger convert to square wave, the gate flip flop given to the 1 second on. So in between this 1 second, this is our trigger pulses passes, and if this is 0, then the output is 0. The output is given to the counter, or we can say it is known as the decimal counter, or we can say it as a display unit. That means output, there is a counter which counts how many times of pulse passes in between this 1 second period when we are connecting this here. If we are connecting in this here, then how many times of counter trigger pulses passes in 100 milliseconds. So in this way we can give the idea of the block diagram of the digital frequency meter. Thank you.